go. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 1, you're too hard on yourself. We are our biggest critics. Sometimes we are our biggest problem. Remember that self-talk we talked about last week? We do that to ourselves. I'm too fat. I'm too tall. I'm too short. I'm too skinny. I'm too black. I'm too light. My nose too big. My nose too small. My arms too short. It be some silly stuff people be tripping about, bruh. And it all be up here. Because once you fix one thing, it's just a hamster wheel. You back trying to fix something else. You're going to find something else wrong. You ain't going to never find that perfectionism. People like this are constantly putting themselves down or picking apart everything they do. Y'all hear that last part? People like this are constantly putting themselves down or picking apart everything they do. They are not able to let their own mistakes go and replay everything they do wrong. You're in a loop. You constantly ruminating on your mistakes. You're constantly haunting yourself with the past. Your mistakes are the past. Hey man, come on man, don't be doing that. Cheer up, baby. Got him. I had to do that. I'm sorry. I had to do it. All right, so people like this are constantly putting themselves down or picking apart everything they do. They are not able to let their own mistakes go and replay everything they do wrong in their mind. Self-oriented perfectionism leaves you feeling like you'll never be good enough. And then you start adding in all that other stuff you ruminate on. Look how old I am right now and I'm not where I want to be. Come on. That's enough. What I've been doing with all my life. I'm 30 and I ain't where I need to be. Lord have mercy. Life ain't going to get better. I'm 40 and I haven't gotten it yet. I'm not rich yet. I don't have that mansion yet. I don't even have a woman in my life yet. I don't have a good relationship with my kids. What are all the things you think about that helps tear you down every day? Stuff that you can't even control. People like this are constantly putting themselves down or picking apart everything they do. They are not able to let their own mistakes go and replay everything they do wrong. Self-oriented perfectionism leaves you feeling like you'll never be good enough. This is because the end goal of perfection is unrealistic to attain. That's why you're on the hamster wheel, because you want to be perfect, but you ain't gonna never get it. That's why you feel so defeated, because you set the bar up here. I have to be perfect. See, what we talked about last week is self-esteem is small success. You go out there and get your ID. You go out there and get your learner's permit. You go out there and get you a food card. You go out there and apply for your birth. Those are little successes that help build on bigger success. That's how you lift your self-esteem, with small successes, and then it starts to snowball. I guarantee you that. This is because the end goal of perfection is unrealistic to obtain. Because sometimes when you're trying to get your life together, you're going to go for some job interviews and they're going to say no. And either you're going to sit back and complain and lick your wounds and cry, but what you need to be doing is saying, you know what, I'm getting closer. Because the fact that you went out there and walked into somebody's establishment and had a conversation with that person, that's a small success. Even if you get a no. Y'all better come on with me today, man, because we finna be riding in a minute. Y'all better strap in, bro, because I got a lot more stuff to get through. This is because the end goal of perfection is unrealistic to attain. Not surprisingly, constantly feeling as though you don't measure up leads to lower self-esteem and higher feelings of failure. Your fear of making mistakes paralyzes you from taking any productive steps ahead. Being overly self-critical can also hurt your mental health and resulting in feelings of loneliness and hopelessness, helplessness, anxiety, and depression. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 2, you have a red pencil mentality. Yep. Red pencil mentality. You're always quick to point out the negatives. Even when good things are happening, you only want to focus on that. Let me find out something bad about this good thing that just happened. Let me pick apart this good thing just happened because that's how I think. There's always a mistake and there's always a problem in everything. That's a red pencil mentality. You're always quick to point out the negatives. People with a red pencil mentality are always looking for the mistakes in everything and go out of their way. They go out of their way to pick a situation apart until they find all the flaws. You can't even come to them with some good news about something that happened to you. Because if you go to them with good news about something that happened to you, they're going to pick apart your success. Hey, hold on. I know you just got this good job. Don't start spending all that money yet. Don't start talking about buying a car and all that. You got to keep that job. Anybody know people like that? Okay. People with a red pencil mentality are always looking for the mistakes in everything and go out of their way to pick a situation apart until they find all the flaws. They are surprised when plans work out well. Because they'll sit back and tell you how it's not going to work. And you go through it anyway and come out on the end and become successful. And they sit around like, wow, how did that happen? They can't believe it. They are surprised when plans work out well. Pessimism doesn't just sabotage your goals and relationships, but it can also be bad for your health. A study found that people who consider themselves as pessimistic were 2.2 times more likely to die of coronary heart disease than more optimistic participants. People who go through life like that, you're going to affect your health, your physical health. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 3, you always wait until the last minute to do something. You don't show up for yourself. You put stuff off over and over and over, and then you got rushed to get it done. Instead of being proactive, you are a reactive person. You always trying to pull some stuff together. You always doing damage control. And the only reason you got to try to pull stuff together now at the last minute, the only reason you got to do damage control now at the last minute, because you didn't do what you were supposed to do when you were supposed to do it. And now that's normal for you. That's normal to be like that or be in that mode. Damage control mode. Are you familiar with the saying, the early bird always gets the worm? Yes, we are. People who self-sabotage don't respect this idea because procrastination is putting off a task until it is critical. Avoiding a task because you don't feel up to it is normal from time to time. Doesn't make you a bad person because sometimes you don't feel like doing some stuff. Because sometimes you might get dressed and get ready to go somewhere and say, you know what, I really don't feel like doing that. I changed my mind. Nothing wrong with that. But that's not what we're talking about with this here. Here we go. So, by being a procrastinator, you end up being dissatisfied with everything you do. Research shows that people who describe themselves as procrastinators report higher levels of stress and anxiety. They also are more prone to depression. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 4, your life is disorganized. Your room is unorganized. Your house is unorganized. Your car is unorganized. Your clothes are unorganized. Everything about you is a mess because basically what it is a reflection of what's going on in the inside of the man. Because it don't take nothing to take some time to iron some pants. I'm worth taking time to iron a pair of pants. I'm worth taking the time to hang up all of my shirts so when I get ready to grab one, I'm not just walking around like I just slept in it. That's important to me. Your life is disorganized. What happens when chaos is your normal? Woo, people know it. They know it. Because y'all remember that little kid on Charlie Brown with all the dust just floating around him? When you're like that, people know it. As soon as you walk up, they know it. And I ain't even talking about some of them rich dudes who walk around with, they got about 12 same color shirt, 12 same color pants. And you look at them every day, they wearing the same thing. And you're like, that's the same outfit. No, they got a lot of those same outfits and they always clean. You just don't care about being flashy. You know who else don't like a flashy look? Einstein? Yeah. God. Better read your Bible, because he already know you ain't all that. He already know you ain't all that. And you got a nerve to act like you somebody because you put something on. What happens when chaos is your normal? Are you constantly late or miss important deadlines? If you feel like your life is all over the place, you might be sabotaging yourself in several ways. Being disorganized also lowers your self-esteem. Also, you lose things that you actually want and need. The out of control feeling that comes with being disorganized can lead to emotional eating and increases feelings of depression and hopelessness. Research shows that too much disorganization and clutter can make people feel stressed and uncomfortable. Because when you clean up your house or you clean up your room, don't you feel better? I know I do. Go clean your car out. Get that plate and the fork out of there that's been back there for like a month with them ants crawling on it. Get that out of there. You know, go and shampoo the car, do the tires and do the inside and wipe it down with some Armor All and look all nice and shiny for about a day. But you feel better. Yeah, you feel better. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 5, you don't feel authentic. You don't feel like you keeping it real. Oh man, that got to be a bad feeling to feel like you don't keep it real. You're not being authentic, feeling like you a phony. It's called imposter syndrome. It's an actual word. Imposter syndrome. Here we go. You don't feel authentic. People who sabotage themselves are pros at doubting themselves and their abilities. They don't believe in themselves. They find it hard to give themselves credit for anything. If this sounds like you may suffer from imposter syndrome, which means you feel like a phony. Feeling like a phony can lead to self-sabotage. People who don't feel authentic don't try for jobs. They don't try for the promotions. They don't try to go out for roles. They don't try for relationships that they want. And they don't reach out to others because they often feel as if no one wants to hear what they have to say. They don't honor their own boundaries or speak up for themselves when others treat them badly. They often play it small because they feel like others are just putting up with them. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Wow, that was a lot. 7 signs of self-sabotage. I hope some of y'all hearing this today. Because you got to get out your own way, bro. They don't honor their own boundaries or speak up for themselves when others treat them badly. They often play it small because they feel like others are just putting up with them. 7 signs of self-sabotage. Number 6, you have a habit of overdoing it. You're doing too much. And if you're doing too much, you know what you probably should be doing? Concentrating on what you need to be doing for you. You have a habit of overdoing it. It turns out that constantly being messy and extra can take a toll on your mental health. Because if you stole me some money, if you stole money from me, if you lied on me, if you betrayed me, disrespected me, that's all it took for me to find out who you were. Thank you, God. Thank you. Now I can cut you out of my life. And I'm not even mad at you. Because it don't take nothing for me to move on without you. It turns out that constantly being messy and extra can take a toll on your mental health. Overcommitments lead to self-sabotage in a variety of ways. Taking on too much leads to not being able to finish everything you start. The feelings of guilt and obligation associated with overcommitment make it difficult to speak up for yourself or set healthy boundaries. Overcommitment sets you up to constantly put yourself last, which just makes stress worse. 7 signs of self-sabotage, and the final one, you are burned out. You're burned out. Living in a constant state of stress and exhaustion can lead to what psychiatrists call burnout. Burnout feels like running in quicksand. The constant stress and exhaustion from burnout can lead to some serious self-sabotage like mental and physical illnesses, relationship troubles, and even hurt finances. Being burned out can hurt your finances because you end up calling off from work.